Growing up, your self-worth, I feel, is based on everybody around you. When you're a teenager, it's how many guys like you, or whether the guy you like likes you back. That ends up defining whether you love yourself or whether your friends love you. You're not stable, you have no rooting, and so everything that you base your love for yourself on ends up being external. I felt that way for a long time, that I felt something was missing. Like, I knew that my love for myself could not be based on other people. There had to be something else that I could have a foundation of. Okay, fine, there can be ups and downs, but I never go down to a low where I don't love myself. And I definitely think meditation was the turning point for me. And I felt that because it was the one time in the day where I would end up spending time with myself. Like, I wasn't spending any time actually thinking, who am I? Like, I don't know who I am. And I feel like in a relationship, whether it's with yourself or whether it's with somebody else, you have to know yourself to love yourself. We never get into relationships with people or friendships with people without knowing them.
I said no to a lot of big dogs up in this industry. And it never hurt me. I might not have got that gig, but there was always another one to come around. Preserving your integrity is first and foremost. Never do anything you're gonna wake up the next morning and look in the mirror and not feel good about. Don't do it. You'll have another chance. There's nothing more important than your self-integrity.
You're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating. Big difference. You see, all habits have three parts. There's a trigger, and in the case of procrastination, the trigger's always stress. Then there's a pattern you repeat, and in the case of procrastination, it is to avoid doing something. And then there's a reward. You get a little stress relief. So next time that you're in a situation where you feel yourself hesitate, you spent way too much time checking out the highlights from last night's scores, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go, oh, I must be stressed out about something. Acknowledge the stress. Then go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to count to yourself because I want you to interrupt the habit that's stored here, and I want you to awaken your prefrontal cortex. Then I want you to just work, just for 5 minutes. And here's the other cool thing. We know based on research that if we can get you to start, 80% of you are going to keep going.
I'm often asked, what's your secret to success? The shorter answer, put in that work. When I chose to build my own company many years ago, I had to trust that I was ready. There may be more failures than victories. Yes, I've been blessed to have 24 Grammys, but I've lost 46 times. That meant rejection 46 times. Losing can be the best motivator to get you even bigger wins. So never compare yourself to anyone else. And remember, you are never alone. Lean on that strength of togetherness. Keep the collective strong. Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're gonna do. Don't just dream about what you're gonna do. You be it. Be about that action and go do it. To the young women, our future leaders, know that you're about to make the world turn. You are everything.
God, baby. That's the only way. Seriously. None of us really know what we're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just do my best in the moment that I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like building a house, brick by brick, and then, you know, you'll get this beautiful home. That's kind of how I do my life. I just try the best I can, make choices from the right intention, ask myself questions. Why are you doing this? Is it because you're doing this because you want attention, or are you doing this because it really means something to you? And that always helps me figure out which way I should go.
I'll tell you one thing that I've learned. That nobody's going to remember what gown you wore or what makeup you had on or what your jewelry was like or whether your nails were painted, but they will remember how you treated them. And that's the biggest lesson in life. It's how you treat people. That's the legacy you leave behind.
The best advice I've been given, and I wish that I knew when I was younger, is don't be in a relationship with anyone you wouldn't marry. Here's why. It's a waste of time and it takes you off the market. Don't worry too much about relationships. Build friendships, and maybe one day you'll meet your soulmate. Or maybe you'll realise you want to spend the rest of your life with your best friend. Your life should not be spent on trying to fall in love or having to worry about a partner. Your life right now should be spent on you finding yourself. Go to that party, study hard, hang out with the boys, hang out with the girls, because as you get older, all those people are going to be in their own lane doing their own thing. You're going to look back and regret not enjoying your life when you were young. If you have a goal, reach for it. If you don't worry about it. The past is a memory, the future is imagination, and the present is a gift. Make the most of being young, because trust me, getting older comes fast.
If you get fat, you eat too much. If you lose weight, you are sick. If you dress well, you show off. If you dress simple, you are poor. No matter what you do in life, people will always criticize you. So my dear, just do what makes you happy. And don't worry about these fools. Don't worry about them. Do you.
I think the first thing I want her to know is that she has to love herself first. Like, she's an amazing person and she's whole and complete on her own. I think when I grew up, there was a lot of fairy tale talk and that this Prince Charming was going to come save you. I realized that my happiness that I was like supposed to be searching for out here was actually me. Like, I needed to be happy and I didn't get that for a long time. And so with my kids, both of them, not just my daughter, but my son as well, I want them to learn to be whole on their own, to be happy on their own, to be their own best friend, so that when they do allow somebody in their life, they make good choices. You know, they do the, you know, they can decide like, okay, this person is adding to my happiness. I don't need this, or I don't need that, or I need this job or this or that. I'm whole on my own. Now what I decide to do with that is limitless.
Never take no for an answer, no matter what field you're in. Go after your biggest dream. Do not settle. Do not allow people to tell you that you can't do anything you put your mind to.
Happiness is the key, because there's so many people that you see either in this industry or just in life in general that are going through their days and may have everything they could ever want, but they're not happy, you know? So you have to focus on what makes you happy and make decisions in your career, in your life, that make you happy. And so I've been trying to do that, and it's working, you know, and saying no to things that are negative and saying no to things that you don't want to do, you know? I think that's my biggest piece of advice.